Hello, my lovelies. Nice to see y'all again. Wait, no, actually, it hasn't been a while. I just didn't stream yesterday. I streamed on Monday, though. It's been a while since we've seen Splatoon, though I don't even remember when the last time I streamed Splatoon was. So, as was as it was back then when I first started doing this on stream, and as you've read in the title, absolutely. Okay, this is a hack that we turn on because duh. And I'm only allowed to to choose the most difficult of all stages. Uh, I really hope this will go well. To be fair, going well is, well, who knows what going well means, considering I have never beaten even one of these challenges. Like, okay, to be fair, I never tested any weapon aside from the dualies because I want to do them in order. But yeah, I haven't succeeded yet. I think, if I remember correctly, the furthest I've done it was 18? Maybe. Doesn't matter. I should have destroyed that one first. Oh, goodness. Yep. I remember again. Just how shit this challenge actually is. Great start, great start. It took us what? A whopping 3 minutes to lose. True that, Pearl, true that. So, honestly, I should actually explain the challenge properly, but, maybe I'll do that mid-stream at some point, cause I gotta get my head in the game first before doing that. I said I have something to talk about, and it is directly the reason why I didn't stream yesterday. It's also because of what I want, because I want to talk about it. I am choosing to stream Side Order, which is, in my own words, just a filler stream, because Demon Turf, I'm gonna edit into an actual Let's Play, and this is not something I'm ashamed of per se, it's just because Demon Turf is the way Demon... Oh fuck. The way Demon Turf works is gonna need a lot of editing once I'm done with it and turn it into a Let's Play. So yeah, the topic would not really work there with how much I would have to cut up, because it'd be me just running against the same wall and failing a jump a bunch of times. Which is why I decided to play Splatoon instead. See? Okay, here's the thing. I say we always do the hardest stage, and generally the hardest stage is also the one that gives you the most coins. But I guess tech precisely this isn't a no hex max difficulty, but a no hex max score challenge, which means we're doing this instead, which is a loophole 50-50 doing the bonus stages, because if it's, let's see, what is, don't glide. Okay, see? If our points, we started with 125. If at any point at all we go even to 124, if we lose any point, we will have failed the bonus challenge, and I'll have to immediately reset my run. That's why the bonus stages count, because a max score, I obviously can't afford to lose a single point, and that's also the loophole that it can either be this, which makes it extra hard, restricting my actions, or it could be a full saturation, which would instead make it the easiest stage, but that's a gamble I have to take if I want max score. And also the loophole that, yes, I guess technically it wouldn't be max score if I get full saturation, because the other stage would have given me more points, but that just makes it easier on myself. So now, why did I... Why did I not stream yesterday? I'm not hiding it, so... And if you watched... Well, not watched. Heck, if you've just seen anything from me online at all, it should be pretty obvious that I identify as trans. I identify as a trans woman. And... I mean, heck, my PFP has the trans flag on it, for crying out loud. Triangles, oh, I know. This is the first time I play side order in English, so okay, triangle. I was hoping it's this one. But yeah, because I usually don't play this in English, but in German, this is a bit... Boy. This is so embarrassing. I will not know the stage names at all. I decided to still keep it in English because it doesn't matter, since I'm only doing the hardest stage to begin with. It doesn't really matter whether I know which stage it is or not. It's not like I can choose to not do it. Anyway, quick, really quick and loose history lesson, because there's something I want to talk about thoroughly on its own. I don't know whether it'll be on stream or whether I'll make a video for it. The thing is, I would think making a video for it sounds better, but then I'd have to actually script stuff and actually think through what I say instead of just yapping on and on. Which, you know, that's why I'm streaming, cause I like being spontaneous and stuff. Thank you very much. So, quick history lesson, as I said. Due to various circumstances, one of them being... Well, no. Let's begin this... You know what? Why in the name of heck am I considering what to say? Am I thi- why am I stopping myself like this? Fuck it. I'll just talk. I don't care. It's not like I'm saying anything forbidden, you know? Bad idea. Okay, this is a problem. This is also a problem. Okay, now I can take care of those guys. And I can concentrate on talking again. So, back in 2022, that's when I was about to graduate high school. And for when was it? I believe April. It was starting with Easter break. After Easter break, we didn't have any lessons anymore. From April to June, aka like 1.5 months, mid-April to start of June, we were just at home. Studying on our own for our finals. And yeah, that was the first time, like even summer break, even any of that. That was the first time I was, especially with high school being so bad. So I was home over such an extended period of time. And more importantly, especially with our high school. Oh, fully. Oh, fool. I thought I was gonna lose it. Especially with how high school was. That was the first time in a long time where I actually had some decent freedom, as I liked to call it. And being all the day at home, mostly alone because the rest of your family still either has to go to school or to work, results in I wouldn't say testing because admittedly most most of it was subconsciously, but like I would Animal Crossing. While I did like playing as myself, I did like, since you can draw your own outfits, like creating outfits based on my own OC and cosplay my own characters in the game. To make it more fitting, I would also change my in-game pronouns to match the character that I was playing as. And oh, free! I don't think I've ever done the stage so well in this challenge. And well, I did the same here. Oh, what luck, what luck. Terrible luck. I also did the same thing here in Splatoon 3. And well, everything. Oh, this fucking sucks. Oh no, this is terrible. And we lost. Yeah, no, this is my most hated challenge. I don't even fucking know how to achieve that. Getting pushed around by enemies shouldn't count, I swear to God. Anyhow. Uh, this wasn't exactly the first time. Like, it. God damn it! I just wanna have a quick rundown. Well, am I really gonna make this long? I might have to change the stream's title if I do that. Wait, better idea. I am such a genius. Okay, how far am I gonna go back with this? I don't know. The point that I'm trying to make is that I started subconsciously because I was playing as a character, because I was role playing, pretending. I began testing through that and like that, and I didn't even realize it at first, which eventually, and even then I almost still didn't realize it. It led to no. It led to me trying that, changing my pronouns in game without being a different character. And I don't know. It's no, I do know. It's sad, but I'm still shy and embarrassed talking about it, I suppose. It it felt weird, but a good type of weird, a happy type of weird that I didn't know before. The thing is, that wasn't necessarily the first time either. It's when it actually started getting the gears rolling, but even years before, I always had. Oh, yeah, that's easy. I always had these moments, like. Um, these moments like in other games like Pokemon White 2 and Alpha Sapphire, for example, I originally started playing them with as the female trainer, in other words, as May and oh no, as May and Rosa before, but I only made it. I didn't make it far in the game, like second gym tops before resetting and playing as the male character because I felt like it was forbidden even though I wanted to. I felt like I wasn't allowed to, you know? And even aside from that, there were a lot of moments every now and again where where something like that would happen, like football, cars, guns. I I wasn't interested in any of like I don't want to stereotype it, but I kinda gotta stereotype it to explain like my interest seemed, aside from video games, to not be very masculine. And then again, it's all not that one-sided. Like, it's one thing me not liking, me not having an interest in. Which one do I think I do this because, in my brain at least, always the lowest stage is the hardest. Yeah. I it's one thing me not being interested in sports and cars, and it's another thing my classmates in 5th grade being interested in guns and GTA. Like, no, that doesn't have anything to do with me. That has to do with them doing stuff that they're actually too young for. Like, it's a lot of things that play into this, you know. But like, even from shows that I prefer, even from man, no, it kind of feels bad talking about it because these are all stereotypes, but I guess the entire gender thing is nothing but stereotypes, isn't it? Anyhow, I I had these moments for a long time. Like the earliest I remember was in 6th grade when I realized I do have uh, man, it's weird. I can't decide how much I want to talk about it and how much I don't. Point is, 6th grade is when it's the first time I can actually remember this, you know? Like with me having Okay, I guess I'm not getting that can. Having an interest in jewelry and fashion, stuff like that. Like, I actually should have saved that for. They didn't. They didn't get close to me. Never mind. Okay. There are things I could say, but I'm not comfortable not sharing just yet. Fine is that's the earliest I remember, and since then there are always what to call it? Oddities? No, not really. There were, I guess that. No, not I guess that. It is. It is a thing that made me in back then, though I don't remember for what reason it made me sad back then. Frick, I did not want to send this down there. It didn't even hit the spawner. Phew. Yeah, it is the thing that made me a thought that made me sad back then, though as I said, I don't remember the reason for back then. That all my interests, all my hobbies, all my little quirks and habits that I had. Okay, maybe not all of them to be fair, but a lot of them. I wasn't. I'm not gonna over explain. Screw it over explaining. The point I'm trying to make is a thought that I had back then already that sent me is that a lot of me and how I am would be. That's what I thought back then. Much better accepted if I had been a girl instead. And I cannot believe it didn't see me. Oh, I didn't know staying in the front and then going back is such a good idea here. Cool. Why do we have the cloud bomb displayed there? Anyway, I had some smaller, some bigger moments like this. One that I am, oh no, fuck. One that I am 100% not comfortable talking about right now. One very painful such moment. And point is, it was every now and again, but became a bit more frequent during high school to the point where um, the last week before Easter break, our last regular school week, it's like, frick, I don't even remember what it's called officially, but it's like a dress up week. Uh, we all vote the entire. Hmm, everyone in the same year, all the students, we vote on topics like, what did we have? Like, Monday, everyone would come to school in their pajama. Tuesday, everyone would dress up as a childhood hero. Uh, um, everyone dress up in a suit. Everyone dress up as if you're on vacation. And so on and so forth. And well, one that upset a lot of people, and then we changed how it was said, was gender swap, and that upset a lot of the people calling it that, and instead it was, and we renamed it to opposite gender stereotype. And where I didn't really care much about any of these dress ups, like, hey, look, you can't blame me, huh? Mm, I barely. Yes, we were in high school together for 3 years, but I didn't know most of these people that well, and I was introverted, and I didn't really. Like, I just didn't care that much about that whole dress up week, you know? But that one, it gave me a real hard time. I don't know why it. Well, I didn't know why back then. I do, very much do know why. But it gave me a hard time thinking about it, deciding. In the end, I just put on a hairband, and even by that, I was extremely embarrassed. Where everyone else is just fooling around, having the time of their lives, exaggerating and stuff, I was stuck in the mentality of, even if I was a girl, why would I dress any different? And this and that, and doesn't have to do with the gender, but my personality, and this, that, and yeah, I didn't know back then why I was thinking so hard about it. I very much do know why I was thinking about it so hard now, obviously. But yeah, and then to get back to the point in time where I actually started, the the time where I actually was unrestricted for a month. I didn't even realize that I started trying that out, which is, I say it again and again. I don't think I said it on stream, but I've certainly said it a lot of times on Twitter and Reddit, of all places. Animal Crossing New Horizons and Splatoon 3 played such an important part in me cracking. And yeah, basically that's what happened back then. I didn't realize it yet though. And oh wait, I can just end the stage. And well then came my actual graduation, and it wasn't it. I don't like thinking back to that. Okay, I don't like thinking back to that at all. I'm not gonna elaborate on it now. I don't know if I ever will. Like I'm I've been streaming for 1.5 years. Well, no. In August it will be 1.5, I suppose. I've been streaming for a bit over well, not a bit. You get what I mean. I haven't been streaming for long enough to be comfortable sharing this up just yet. And then again, technically now would be easier but since not a lot of people watch me anyhow, compared to later. God damn it. Compared to later where I don't say I'll get fame any day, but I do have at least more followers and at least more frequent viewers than last year at this point in time. Whatever. Point is, the time I graduated, the few days leading up to it, and especially the 1 week afterwards, it was it was one of the most terrible times. Oh, for hell. Wait, how the... Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, this is very disgusting. At least I'm allowed to turn around for now. Yeah. It's a time I don't like thinking about it all. It was very terrible. It followed me for a good while after as well. And then came me starting university. Which is just as related to this, unfortunately. Oh, I don't think I can use my special now that I think about it, since I'm not allowed to move in human form. And yeah, a lot of things happened in that first month of me entering university. A lot of things that were all unrelated to one another, aside from their common factor being that they all negatively affected me. So I'm sorry. This is vague as hell right now, I know, but I cannot talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Honestly, if memories weren't so important to me in general, I'd really think that I want to forget it, but I unfortunately believe that memories are important, both the good and the bad. And that what happened back then is what I call a necessary evil. So, long story short, I had a very hard time both because, no, not both, for various reasons. I couldn't adjust to university, for one, and for various more personal other factors that I will not talk about. But, that's a dodge attack, that's cool. But, yeah, I kinda had, no, not kinda, I had a breakdown. Easily said, I had a breakdown at one point. I just couldn't take it anymore. The day it happened, it was obvious. It was, oh, this is garbage. It was obviously gonna be that day. Because I had one day each week where I was at university from 8 to 8. How the, how the hell did I do that? Such a close miss. Yeah, 8 to 8, which for me meant waking up at 6 and leaving the house in complete darkness because winter semester and stuff. And by the time I was back home, it was around 9. Like, I was gone from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Longest day in the week. Complete darkness. Yeah, now I'm fucked. I can't swim away. I can't do anything. And that day, putting a toll on me to begin with, paired with everything else that was going on at the time, I kinda cracked and it was bad. Everything that had led up to this kept swirling and shouting around in my head. Everything, me leaving my last class half an hour early, the guilt, the completely useless, but that's just how it was. The guilt, it I felt back then, I felt I didn't feel good. I didn't feel well, which is why I left half an hour early. And that made me feel like a terrible person. Felt immense guilt. All the thing, there was so much unpleasant noise, so much painful noise in my head. And well, yes, by the next day, I had mostly calmed down again from the initial breakdown. It was 11th or 13th. Okay, look, I know, even though it's such a big deal, even big deals and dates that are important to me, I still don't know them exactly by heart. That's why I write everything down. But like, it was either 11th or 13th November. Whatever was the Friday in 2022, I'm pretty sure it was the 11th. Yeah, from 11th November, I don't know, till mid-December, like, I remember it was 14th, 15th of December, like, so close to Christmas, and I still hadn't improved by then. And that's when it hit, like, the thing that happened back then, that's when it hit me. This word is being used for comedic purposes in unserious manners a lot of times in memes and stuff, and not just in general. And I'll admit, I have done it. I used to do it as well. But how I felt back then, that was. And still, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But basically, from then on, I had stopped going to university. I wasn't even playing games. I wasn't watching videos. I was just there. I was just kinda existing. I wasn't doing anything at all for that one bit over a month. And that's when I realized that's the first and only time I feel like I had actual depression. And throughout all that, my initial shock, the initial reasons for me snapping in the first place, all of that eventually subsided, eventually was over. Except for one seemingly unrelated thought. Because, as I said, everything that happened back then, everything that led me to that point, kept shouting in my mind for a while. Everything was, except for one thing that was so random and unrelated, yet it was there and it stayed. And that's why I say this was a necessary evil, because that was the first time it actually stayed. Oh, I did it way too early. Okay, lucky bombs, I like them. Yeah, anyway, to get back on topic, that thought that just was just there from that point onward, that I suppose for all I wasn't doing anything during that time, that was the one thing I was doing, having that constantly on my mind and thinking about it and what it meant and why it was there. That one thought. How many words is that? 6 words. At least I counted that right now. It was, I'm embarrassed of saying that. What the hell? What sentence said, I want to be a girl. And yeah, that's... to speed things up a bit, I was thinking about it for a while. I was starting to look things up, to research things. I eventually found myself on Reddit, and eventually the thought dawned to me that I might be trans. Oh no, this is such an easy stage, please don't move. And I was in denial, I was in disbelief, that is why, by the way, that is why representation, stuff like that in media is important. There was... well, there were two major... two things that two fictional works that I majorly started looking into back then that really helped me out, and that is exactly why representation is so important, because every representation, whether it's intentional or it's just by association, helps. At least it helps me figuring out, yep, this is how I feel, this is similar to how it is for me, or no, I can't relate to that at all. And just to name them, those where on one hand the manga Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister, and oh, this is evil. Oh, this might be a problem. Don't take damage, they say. Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, taking damage is just touching enemy ink. I need to take out the blind guy somehow. I'm still on max HP, on max points. Look, I know I'm playing Splatoon, so I can just talk without having to focus on an actual game, but like, when I do need to focus, I do need to focus. Anyhow, and the second one, that had the intention, only as I said, just through association, you know? That was more of a envy thing. That was more of a feeling or liking. Oh, for fuck's sake. The situations and stuff. But the one with the whole gender and especially trans topic as a main focus is something that I can only recommend. Honestly, not even for those reasons, just because it's so well written. The webcomic Rain. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah. I'm awesome. Yeah. And these two helped me a lot figuring out what felt right, what felt wrong. But even then, I'm not gonna get into detail, you know, because, well, goodness, not those guys. Okay, point is, I don't want to get into detail. I do want to explain enough. But big thing is that oh, actually, I rather have them as the first boss than having them as the second boss. Because then it would be getting really hard. Oh, second disc. No, if I should be relying on discs, but... Hallelujah. Thing is, it took me till mid-2024, I think. The first time I actually truly accepted it and realized that I'm not just imagining it, that it is right and that it is like that. The first time I remember it, I think was either April or May 2024. So yeah, it took quite a while from when that thought first entered my mind. Well, no. And then again, yes, if we consider all the back then unexplainable moments that I had growing up, then yes, it took a lot of time. Especially because, like, one thing is... Oh wow, I hit all of them, I didn't notice. Cool. One thing is that it wasn't till 12th great. It wasn't until I was 17 where I even heard the word transgender for the first time. As long as we don't have secure the zone in this stage, all should be... Well, no. Secure the zone in this stage isn't bad in general. It's just that one specific bonus goal that I had that one time that made it a nightmare. I hate how these things go crazy and blast non-stop at some point. Anyhow, it wasn't until then that I finally accepted that part of myself, and it wasn't... When did I start streaming? In February 2021. And you know, even though I had accepted it, I was... Oh, fuck. I was not confident about it. Heck, like, it was... My first model when I started streaming was a broken egg, for crying out loud. Okay, light side wasn't too terrible in general. Let's put it this way, it could be worse. Lights out is something I should be able to deal with. Okay, so I did remember correctly that sniper guy being here. Nice! Anyway, as I said, my first model when I started streaming was a cracked deck, for crying out loud. I mean, yes, on one hand, it was a broken and already cracked deck, but it was still like, I wasn't... My shell had cracked, but I wasn't ready to leave that yet. I didn't feel comfortable leaving it yet. Until eventually I started gaining more and more confidence, changed my model, and honestly, while these things are in themselves unrelated, streaming has helped me in being more open and more confident. It helped me so much with that. Being more, I'm like, started with streaming, then eventually I, through my art, not through saying it, but through my art. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, actually, not for crying out loud. I don't need to glide in the slats in this stage. I can't reach. Where the hell is? This is gonna become very bad. I just need to take them out as is. My weapon can't reach far enough. Anyhow, streaming helped me become more confident. Eventually, I came out through my art. And before that, another, before I had started streaming and before, which that was such a gamble. That was such a scary thing. But before I was confident in that, I still came out to my aunt because she had been active and supportive of the queer community and organizations in our city for years at that point. She herself is uh, honestly, what am I supposed to say? Like, I don't think there's anyone I trust more than her. Yeah. Because she's openly so supportive and stuff. That's why I had the courage to come out to her in the first place. And well, I did. I was very scared. That's the thing. I am such an analytical person. From their behavior, from what they say, I am so analytical when it comes to other people, which is a bit inhumane, I suppose. But because of that, I knew for a fact that she would be accepted and it would all be well. But logic and emotion don't really work hand in hand with each other, you know? So despite that, I was still very, very scared when I came out to her. But as I had known it did go well, I did then also because he he can't let things alone. He's snooping a lot. So eventually, maybe he already had it. I guess by the point I told him. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness this is a loophole. Yeah, maybe I already knew or had a hunch by the point I told him, but then I also came out to his brother. And yeah. Through my art, because they found me there. I guess even though I still haven't told them in person, even though I still haven't actually told them. Like, my cousins also know and are also supportive. So that's nice. No. And yeah. Eventually, online I became completely open about it, which was very liberating, which was a very nice feeling. You know, it shouldn't just push them away, it should... I feel like this should clear all enemies for good. But oh well, doesn't matter. I win. Yeah, and then starting this year, heck, I'll just say at the start of the year because I don't know when exactly. I just know it was very early on. I strongly had the urge to move forward to finally take the next step, because like, what have I done so far? I have hello there. Zone lost, but look at what I found instead. Frick. Falling down was the one thing that was not supposed to happen. Yeah, anyhow, I really had the urge to take the next step, because what have I done so far? I came out to 2 people. I passively, I suppose you could say, came out to 2 more people. This is literally the dream rotation for bosses. And I became open about it online. And I also, through stream... No. This is the farthest I've ever made it. I am not losing now. I'm seeing this run to an end. Yeah, please do not go to the thing that makes you spawn enemies. Thank you very much. Anyhow, I became more open. I embraced streaming with a female avatar. And does it still spawn enemies? No. Good. Oh, god damn it. And yeah, I guess mentally. Well, no, not just mentally. Small habits of mine. Small, mostly unnoticeable habits that are unnoticeable because you could just excuse them as, oh yeah, I've become a better person. Well, which I have done that as well. Like, I have changed in so much in a positive light since then. I'm already much happier where I am now than well, where I am with myself, not where I am in life. That part still sucks, but that's a different story. Surrounded also, I don't know which one this is. Um, this is a problem. And and okay, that was lucky, but very good. I can't use oh, I didn't consider that this is part of Pearl, obviously. This went extremely well for me not having Pearl, you know? But yeah, to make it quick, the thing is, I wanted to take the next step physically, because what I've done physically so far is... What's the danger? You told me danger. What's the other one, the danger stage? Oh, no, 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 no. What am I saying? The previous stage was the danger stage with me not having Pearl. Duh, I didn't fuck up anything. Thank goodness. Where'd you come from? What drop? For having no guaranteed chips, I am getting really lucky with all the lucky chips. Hell yeah! As long as it's not the 8 farm stage, it's all good. Oh, no, 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 no. This has a bonus, which I have to do. Please be saturation, or please, as long as it's not the not humanoid bonus, I'm good. So which is it? Okay, that's doable. Oh, it's this one? Okay, GG. Okay, this is... See? This is why it's such a cheat. Well, technically, I should be counting... Well, technically, even despite the bonus the other stage would have given us more points. But I couldn't have known that, you know? It's a loophole, as I said. I don't know how many points I get before coming in. Eternally shirtless nightmare. I don't know which one that is. Yeah. What have I done physically so far? I lost a bit of weight, not super much, but I'm getting there, though. I have been stuck for over half a year at this point, unfortunately. See, this is good. I lost a bit of weight. I started shaving. And by that I mean full body shaving. A bit embarrassing, but not ashamed to say it because, oh my goodness, that was actually one of the first things I started doing. And even back then I was thinking, even if I end up being wrong about the whole trans thing, being free from all that disgusting, like, terrible body hair is such a nice feeling. Like, I knew from the get-go, even if I end up being wrong, this is something that I'll keep doing because, oh my goodness, it feels so nice. The smooth skin feels so nice, and that is something that has always bothered me ever since its first. That's not too bad either. What? What hit me? To make it so far, god damn, this is the farthest I've ever made it. Fuck. Pass. Anyhow, I start doing that, I start doing this, and obviously I start growing out my hair. Honestly, my hair is the one part of my body I actually like. It's amazing. So yeah, I want to take the next step because I realize even if I were to start right now, it would take years to actually make a difference. So waiting longer is just gonna make it worse for myself down the road. But even though I've been thinking that since January, I still hadn't had the courage to actually do something about it. And that was until a while back. I had promised myself that I would do something before my birthday. My birthday was June 4th, so typical for me with most things that I do. This is embarrassing. I took care of it last moment, just barely out, just 2 weeks prior, May 20th. There are a handful of queer organizations where I live, and I contacted one of them, and I was getting really, really worried because I contacted them per mail May 20, and I just wasn't getting a reply. So this is actually really funny, you know? You probably, most of you have heard of the saying, be careful what you wish for. Because then on my birthday, uh, the whole family was together, they sang, we ate cake, but what's between singing and eating cake? Of course, it's blowing out the candles on the cake. So, they tell me, make a wish and blow out the candles, and honestly, this was purely my subconscious. Immediately, I want to have an appointment before Pride Month ends, before June ends. And still on the same day, like 2 or so hours later, I got a reply from them. And that's why I didn't stream yesterday. And that's all this build up that I was talking, but it is important context and it is something that I wanted to talk about. To just, honestly, I could have said it in a single sentence, but I'm a VTuber, lovelies. What do you expect? Yeah, that's my job, even though I don't get paid for that job. Then again, technically I am an affiliate. Technically I would get paid, but I don't have enough viewers to get paid since I only get paid for those who don't stream. For those watching this, I suppose it's a bot because no one's watching live. Who think about streaming? Um, Once you become an affiliate, or well, I guess they recently changed how the whole affiliate thing works, or how the whole payment thing works, but since I'm already an affiliate, this doesn't really affect me. I didn't pay much attention to it. But from what I got, I understood it makes things easier for everyone. Who knows? By the time yes, you, are watching this as a VOD, who knows how things will have changed again. But the point is, however you become an affiliate, um, you don't get paid just for streaming. You get paid for the ads that you play and that are watched. Like, I have it set that it's, I think 1.5 or 2. I don't remember. 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. I actually don't remember right now. Of ads every hour on my streams. And I get money based on how many people watch through the ads. Or obviously when someone pays for a subscription, I get money from that. But even then, I don't get a payout until it will reach 50 euros. Fucking hell. But yeah, got all of that because to explain why I made this so long. Honestly, there might be something wrong with me. I really can't stay on one topic without. I talk about one thing and I find a bajillion side quests to talk about on the side. Side quests on the side, so congratulations. I defined a side quest. Anyhow, um, point is, I finally had that appointment. I had my first consultation. I don't know how you pronounce it. I didn't even know the English word for that. In German, it's Beratungsgespräch. I didn't even know the English word until I literally had to look it up yesterday. So I could write about it on my socials. Anyhow, I finally had my first appointment yesterday, and it was at 6, like exactly when exactly at the time I'm streaming, and my consultation itself wasn't that long, but obviously I wasn't the only person there, so I had to wait a bit. I wasn't home till 8:35, 8:04, some. It was nearly 9 p.m. by the time I was back home, so yeah. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. Before the consultation itself, I was thinking that maybe afterwards I'll stream immediately to share the good news, but on one hand it was already really late, on the other hand it kind of felt unreal and I kind of felt detached from myself, so I needed time to clear my head. When here I'm considering, especially even while I was in the waiting room. Well, it wasn't really a waiting room. Mm, That uh, it's literally called the Queer Center. It's a super small, like it's a small house. I'm pretty sure it used to be a one family house at some point in the past. Um, but yeah, it's really cozy, honestly. Unfortunately, it's super far away. Like my aunt drove me there, and it was still over half an hour drive. Like, and taking the bus, it would be really a really long drive. So like, it's unfortunately way too inconvenient for me. Otherwise, I would love. Also because the people there were super chill and super nice. I wouldn't mind just going there and just spend my time drawing on my tablet there. Like, instead of just sitting alone in my room and doing that, just sitting with people that, at least in one regard, are like-minded, you know? Oh, and funny thing, trans people online are mostly, I guess that's also a stereotype for trans people in general, for trans people specifically, are very chaotic. And I was so surprised, pleasantly surprised that I thought I'm just a bit weird with, like, you know what sounds I make on stream sometimes, like my metal, like, fuck, yeah, I make a lot of just noises. Like, I thought I'm just have some sort of, it's just brain rot that causes me to be gremlin-like even in real life, but I guess I'm pleasantly surprised to see that nope, trans people are just chaotic even in real life. That's cool. So yeah, I had my first consultation. I got, because that's what's the English word for ehrenamtlich? I don't know. When people do work just because it's the right thing, just because they want to help, they don't get paid for it. Freak, what is it called? I know there's a term for it. I just can't remember it right now. Let me check. What's that word? Okay, actually, it's kind of hard checking right now. Let's see. Voluntarily. Yeah, duh. I knew it was something with V, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, the people working there do so voluntarily, so they told me they're no certified experts. Alright, time to murder. When they say video games cause violence, I think they mean this. That was nice. Nice. Damn it! I should have swam. I it didn't register in my head. I could have done an even better time. Anyhow, they're no quite literally certified experts. They have done their research, but I was told most of what they can provide in advice and stuff is based on their own experience and experience that was shared with them. But yeah, I'll admit, I was very nervous. I was kind of scared. Not scared, intimidated, I suppose. Because, that's interesting. I'm very self-aware, unfortunately, but I'm self-aware, yet I cannot do anything against what I realized. I I fell into a stereotype of barely talking, being extremely shy, and mostly just nodding for or against something. Like, I became this stereotype of an introvert, unfortunately. And even though I realized it, it's not like I could do anything about it. It's just, I said it before, it has nothing to do with me being trans. I'm just bad with people, in general. Regardless of that. No, independent of that. So yeah, I didn't say a lot. Like, heck, I didn't say pretty much any of the things I said not hearing stream because, like, I don't know what's appropriate, what's, like, I didn't know what I should and shouldn't say because it's not really their job and stuff, you know? Nah, I didn't know, I didn't want to accidentally overshare and just to be told that they can't really help me with something. But, oh, I am pretty fast, aren't I? Positive thing that happened, I got the important I got the important thing across that I don't think that I don't know that I can spin 8 around. Not that I don't think, but that I know that I'm trans and that I want to take the next step and that I want to know what next step I can take. And I was given the contact information of a few therapists, or as they called it, because they said officially it's called therapy, but um, it's but they don't like saying that because there's nothing wrong with us, and it's not the I forgot how exactly what exactly I was told, but they're like calling it psychological, not health, like, man, there are so many words that I just don't know in English. Assistant? Assistance is the closest word I can think of, but no, that's not it. Let me check again. What is the word that I'm looking for? Assist. Oh. Or support. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is that officially it's called therapy, but they don't like calling it that. And yeah, now next thing on the agenda for me is to contact those therapists to see if any of them are open for new, I suppose, people or patients, whatever term you want to use. And yeah, from what I was told. Oh yeah, I'm fucked. From what I was told, even once I start, I'll have to go there for a certain amount of hours, either within half a year or within a year, all depending on, well, I guess I'll have to go there once or twice first, so that can be determined, and only after that half a year after I start going would be the earliest that I'll be able to start transitioning medically. My mind oversimplified things a lot again because I didn't know. Because I'll be honest, I was. See, that's the thing. Well, no, I purposefully didn't do any research because I'm. Oh boy. I know for games what fan wikis to look at and stuff like, and what official sources and stuff like that, but like for important stuff, for real life stuff, I kinda suck at research, so especially there, I wanted to just leave it to experts, to those with more knowledge to tell me what's what. So yeah, I didn't know at all, cause I was thinking and hoping that this would lead to me starting HRT anytime soon, but well, turns out I was wrong. But still, it was a very important step that I took, and I'm so glad that I didn't count. I was really out of nervosity. Nervosity, is that a word? Nervosität is a word in German, but whatever. Out of nervosity, not of fear. When we arrived and my aunt was about to drop me off, I was not so close, but it was a very strong thought in my head to just back out and not actually go, to just leave again. But I'm so glad I didn't. Boy. For someone who is so scared of everyone and everything as me, this, well, it didn't exactly have nearly the results that I was delusionally hoping for. It's still a big achievement, and I'm I'm really glad I actually went through with it. So yeah, that's the majority, the non too private important details of, I suppose, my trend story, and also why I didn't stream yesterday what I was doing, cause the girl took an important step forward. One that I'm glad I took. But the next step, however, I don't know when I'll take it. This was socially and mentally so draining. Until next week, I'm not even considering contacting the therapy places. Though I do know that, again, until they answer me once I contact them, and even if I do get an appointment, who knows when that will be. It could take, even if I were to, from my side, take care of everything right now, until something actually happens, it could take months. But I just can't right now, you get me? Why is the the hardest stage, the one with the bonus? Oh well. Well, yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. I feel like I should say something else too. I just don't know what I should still say. And things are still going slow for me, I suppose. But, well, things have always gone slow for me, not just with that topic in regard. I am a slow worker, evident by me still having 3 emotes, evident by me having still working on my first Let's Play in editing, evident by me still being stuck on stream 9 out of, with this one, 290 for what I gotta look through to edit into highlights and shorts and stuff. Yeah, I'm a very slow person, so I guess it makes sense it's fishing, especially because, well, I could physically do things faster. I can't handle things going too fast, which is either ironic or the exact reason why I'm such a huge Sonic fan. Of how and such a huge speedrun fan of being able to do everything extremely complicatedly fast. But yeah, in real life, I'm the complete opposite of that. But yeah, all in all, unlike my runs today. No, wait, the one run, even though it failed, failing on floor 25, is frustrating, but also awesome because I never made it this far. But yeah, please take I took a screenshot of that so I can use it as a thumbnail. I am such an idiot. I am such an idiot. Ugh, great. Guess I'll have to screenshot it. Then again, while I was playing Splatoon, I don't think I even need to take a Splatoon image as a thumbnail, I think. Due to what the main topic of the stream was. Doing this. Actually a bit smaller so more of me can fit on screen, please. Doing this feels more appropriate. Damn, I look kind of pixelated this zoomed in. No, I gotta undo transformation a bunch of times because it's a very specific position and size that I don't know if I can do normal on my own again. There we go. But yeah, rather short stream, but this stream was only so I could talk about what I wanted to talk about to a major non-privacy breaking degree, tell my story, and yeah, that'll be all. I suppose we'll continue with our usual stuff tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Please keep rooting for me, because things are going more and more in motion now, it seems. I hope. Astra, bye bye.